This is my air filter right there. That's my battery. That's where a battery half its size is supposed to go in the nasty splice job. Alright, underneath here, let me see if I can actually show you. There's a split. Try to get this in there so you can see it. Underneath here, you see all that glue and crap right there? That's my hose, and I'm trying to make sure that it's good and sealed and it's not gonna spill again. Anyway, the glue's been gluing on for a few hours. Let me show you how much of a mess I really got to work with. Oh, also, this, excuse me, a front bumper is also literally held on with paper clips and jute. I mean, this is about as Nebraskan as you can get, other than the packaging tape on the headlights to keep it in place. I mean, this thing is just ghetto. I'm doing the best I can, but I mean, it's not cheap. Okay, let's start off with what was in my car so far. So we've got a stack of boxes. You see how those stack of boxes actually dwarfs those little things. All right. Those are both the largest cups that they have here. The folks here were kind enough to hook me up, so I'm pretty happy with that. We got some food here and small dog biscuits. Some more food here. We got 2 violins here and a little backpack guitar, I guess is what it's called, or travel guitar. Oh, we got another one of these bottles. This one's not empty though. Over here we've got a whole crap ton of mostly trash and recyclables. So we'll go looking through those and sort them into the different recyclable containers they go into, and also sort out the shoes. Let's see, we got the oil over here that actually needs to come over to this portion, but we'll carry on along. We've got tapes and adhesives and plastics and things of that nature. Pretty much everything that a grown boy needs in order to make a survival shelter of about any sort. And they're actually cheaper than, well, just about any tent you're gonna get. But I got a different assortment of different types of tapes, waterproof tapes and heavy duty tapes, and of course the cheap packaging tape. It all depends on what it's being used for. I'm consolidating all my food over up at the front because I actually want that in the front seat. This is more tape. Most of my survival gear is going to need to go into a different pile. But for now, I'm just working on this one. This is my tools and such. Let's see. This is, well, more tools, emergency flares, things of that nature. There's McGillie's suit. Basically, all the camo stuff is mostly already up on top. And then this is my clothes. Most of them are extremely filthy. I'm going to have to wrap all them up in one of my blankets and make sure that, God, this is such a pain. Make sure that they do get cleaned. I also have, what the hell is that? Chewy bar. Oh yes, the lady at the library gave me those chewy bars. I can't eat them, but it was nice of her. Alright, so this is one of my computers, and some evidence. I can't really carry that much or often. My man purse, my original air filter for this, before I had to replace it with a sock for size issues, I needed a bigger battery. The one that they had in there was, well, it was twice as expensive as the one that I have. Alright, so this is the biggest trash bag I could find. Now I want you to take a look at what's over there. It's all down through here, all the way around. Now let's take a look at the top of my vehicle. The bamboo up here is holding down the plastic bags that I need to get to in order to sort things. I do have a plastic bag on the front here. Underneath that is full of plastic bottles, and I did check it earlier. The top is still tied. Let's take a look inside because, take a look at it from this side too. If you take a look inside, we've got to the trash at the bottom, so I'm getting ready to pull the trash bag over here so we can take all that and toss it and sort through everything that needs to be sorted through. Most of that on the floor there is actually my garbage. Some of it is other people's or things that I collected on the side of the highway while going to the bathroom. Yes, I pee on the side of the highway if nobody's looking. But now let's take a look at what else we got going on in here. If you look in there, we haven't really touched the surface or scratched the surface of what's in here. Most of that over there is evidence. Most of that is evidence. That's evidence. That's all evidence. That's all evidence. That's all evidence. There's more stuff in there that needs to be sorted through, of course. There's some clothes over there that need to be put into the clothes pile. That is an entire briefcase full of evidence, and so is that one. So that's a lot of evidence. And of course, here's my county safekeep information from Dual County. This is when I was in Scottsbluff County Jail. These guys were so horrible. Like, they were able to deny me all of my rights by calling me mentally ill and deny me even more of my rights. It could basically be considered anti-rights at this point by making me a county safekeep. So I'm doing the best that I can with what I got. Oh yeah, there's more stuff on top of here, of course. This bag right here is mostly art supplies and stuff. But yeah, it's obviously a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna have to find a way to get it all stuffed back in my vehicle because I am tired and exhausted. The problem is, if I don't get it all done, then everything will be in there all half-cocked like it was before, and I won't get all the garbage taken out. So the least I need to do is take out the garbage, and that starts with grabbing this bag and taking it over there with me. Also, I'll probably make a video shortly about Casey and, of course, Mike and his friend. You know, life happens, and I understand. No, I'm not happy about it, and I don't enjoy it, but I'm not angry with these people over what they did. I understand their situations and why. They're not bad people for that. And some people might say, oh, well, you're making excuses for your predators. Well, they're not being predatory. They're absolutely not. Mike and Casey both have a bit of a history with me now. Mike knows me in person. I do believe that he intended on calling. This is the parking lot, of course. Anyway, I hope they're able to come through tomorrow. Casey doesn't really quite understand the urgency, or maybe she does, but here's the thing is that Casey has horrible migraines. She's on more than one occasion snapped at me while she was having a pretty bad fucking headache and been pretty outright mean. But she also admitted that she was mean and apologized for it, that it wasn't called for and that it wasn't intended to be directed at me. That does mean something. Now I'm gonna sit down and relax for a couple of minutes because I am pretty well exhausted. This is not what I want to be doing at this time of night. I wanted to get this done earlier, but I was waiting on that patch. Anyway, I know I'm going to be here until at least morning, so we'll see what we can get done. I'll probably sleep in front of my vehicle like I usually do because sleeping inside of the vehicle is killing me. You know, most of these people who are mad at me, going all the way back to the beginning, most of them probably had good intent from the start. But the problem is that a lot of them are completely fucking batshit goddamn bonkers. And I don't know how to feel about that. Actually, I know exactly how to feel about that. Those aren't the people that I should have had to go to for help. The people that I went to for help to begin with are the people that I'm supposed to go to for help. First, you go to the bully and you ask them to stop and you tell them how it makes you feel. If that doesn't work, you go to your friends. If that doesn't work, you go to somebody in a position of authority, like a teacher or your parents or a cop. What do you do when what you're supposed to do doesn't work? What do you do when people are threatening to kill you and your family and you haven't done anything wrong? What do you do when people are swinging at you and hitting you and calling you names over stuff that you didn't do? Like, there's literally no victims. 0 victims of any of this slander. You'd think if I was this horrible monster that after 6 years of all of this crap that somebody would have come forward with a history of me doing this stuff, but no, there isn't. There's nobody coming forward saying, hey, Sean Schwartz is this horrible monster. There's a lot of people who can come forward and say I'm an asshole and be honest about it, because god damn it, you know what, I have been an asshole. I started being an asshole before Natalie was killed because of the severe quantity of the abuse and how I was treated when I was trying to get a stop put to it. You know, Tim Beeston wasn't the first asshole to threaten me. He wasn't the first person even to threaten me on the internet. He was just the first one that I could positively identify with Natalie Bollinger. All the rest of them that were doing this stuff were claiming I did some nasty shit with some little girls in Virginia, according to Maddie Boa. I'm like, Maddie Boa wasn't even there in Virginia. How the fuck would Maddie Boa know anything about that? Like, seriously. Did you hear it from those people in Virginia, or are you just listening to rumors started by somebody who's mad at me and she's trying to impress a couple of girls she got a crush on? There wasn't no need for any of that. And then, of course, junkies think that they shouldn't have to make amends because they're in recovery. No, fuck you. Making those amends is supposed to be part of your recovery. But that's not how you want to play it. You don't want to face up to how your drinking or your alcoholism or your drug abuse might have affected others. You don't want to look at that. You still don't want to look at that. You want them to just forgive you for no reason. You're not even sorry, but you want them to forgive you. That's just nuts. The desperate things that I've had to do, yeah, I think it's a fucking tragedy that I've had to do those things to try to get heard. Well, you guys want to paraphrase. No, you don't get to do that. That's not legal and it's not constitutional. Anyway, Casey, if she understands how desperate this situation is, then she knows, well, her health issues got to be pretty severe for her to cancel out on it several days in a row. If she were to call right now, I wouldn't be able to have a very coherent conversation. About the only thing I'm good for right now is vegetating on my backside and praying that my back stops hurting. I used to pray different. My prayer used to be just, thank you. And it was, dear Lord, thank you for watching out for all my friends. Please help them make positive decisions in their lives. Thank you, Lord. Amen. And then they started dying off like flies. Now it's please make them stop. Please make them stop and look. Please make them stop and look. But they've all got these pre-prepared excuses that they spit out. It is illegal for them to do that, and they are taught not to do that, but they do it anyway. For me, it could take up to 48 hours after having a situation like with that cop yelling at me. And hell yes, I vent by yelling back, but I yell back mostly here on YouTube. The person I choose to be in real life is not the person I have to be to try to get heard. I just like being good to people. Anyway, it's good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind.